Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Oakmere. This is our UK City Skylines 2 build, where we're trying to make a realistic UK city. Now, we're back off of the last episode where we added over here a new zone. Now, we've had a few issues since the last episode. Basically, we were losing about 6k an hour. And that is because we decided to place down the UK style, let me find it quick, the UK style medical centre, which if we look at this small medical centre, it has less capacity, sure, but this is 5 to 18k. This was costing us upwards of 65 or 67,000 a month. So it was really draining. So we've replaced it with a smaller one. We've then turned off this and the schools, because the school was as well costing us loads and loads of money. So we've turned them off and we're currently up money hourly. But the problem is we haven't got enough population to start working on building a better sort of industrial zone. So what our plan is today is to build a new housing area and then build up a proper industrial zone and make with some extra detailing to make it look industrial. So further ado, let's get started with Oakmere. Alright guys, so we're looking for a new place to put a new housing block. I really want to detail this area, but I haven't got enough money. And we really just need to make the money and then come back and detail after. I think that is what I'm sort of going with at the moment. So my idea is over here. Now, the idea is going to be based off something that is around my local area, where we have two small roads, what are one way. They come off a roundabout and then they go around and they'll connect up to the roundabout over there. But the difference is with this is that there's room between these, so that we are able to then add something in the middle. I think the gap I want to make it is 1 meter. I think I want to make them 1 meter so I have that room to add things in the middle. The only problem is I don't want to ruin the look. So we're going to see how it looks and we might end up tearing it down. But we're going to use this area here. Over by the roundabout here, I want to create some bigger houses. Make them a bit posher and then add those over here. Then over here, we'll have a few more cul-de-sacs coming off. I mean, hopefully that's going to boost our population. So we're going to get started. I think I want to bring it off this roundabout here. So I think that is going to be the first thing we work on, is bring it off this roundabout. Now we want... Problem is, it's not a big roundabout over here. So what actually might be a better idea before we do that is to go to our roundabouts. We have not unlocked the new roundabouts yet, so we're going to unlock them. And it might mess with our budget just a little bit. But if we do this, and then go to roundabouts, and what we want to do is we want to put a medium... Oh, bless me. Oh, bless me, guys. We want to put a medium roundabout on there. And then, coming off here, we want to get our one-way road. We just want... Oh. Yeah, we don't want that. We want to go 1. Or it might be a better idea, actually, to bring... I'm trying to think what's the best way to do it. It's not going to... What's going to take up less space? What might actually be to unlock the highways? Yeah, we're going to go 2 points here and unlock these highways. And then I think, even though it's not going to look the best, I think what we do is we take the 1 lane slip road and bring it into the roundabout. Yeah. So do you know what we'll do? We'll turn on advanced curves. We want this to curve, and then it can come up here. And then we'll do it the same coming into the roundabout. So we'll try and keep a nice distance between them, and then we'll bring it in. I don't mind if it moves it too much, but we do want it to be sloped. So as you see, we've got 2 roads coming in there. but will then connect to our system over here. So if we want to turn on parallel mode, and then they'll connect into that, and that might be the best way of starting it. So then it's not making this roundabout overly massive. That was my issue. I didn't want the roundabout to become really big. So yeah, we're just going to simply and then we'll connect this up into there, and then we've got our one-way roads. Next, what we want to do is we want to bring it forward a little bit. So we'll get back on here, and we want to bring it up here. Oh, I thought we had the correct mode on. Obviously, we don't. So I don't know if I like the look. This two. No, it's one lane, one way. I don't know why they look so ugly for. Have we got? Do you know what? We might just go on and put trees on them after. Might make it look a little bit better. But yeah, if we bring it, if we zoom out, we bring it up sort of here. I have it curving. Then what we can do is bring it in. Oh. Bring it into around about here. Yeah, it is looking like a massive area, but that is sort of what we need. So then if what we do is we put sort of just one, literally, if we just plonk that. How are we going to do this? What we need to do is we need to bring... let's see what we can do. And then at the end of this road here, we put a medium roundabout on there. Okay, it doesn't like what we've done, but if we connect one more one lane coming into the roundabout, that can go in there, and then it might look a bit silly, but I'm not that advanced at building roundabouts yet, so I haven't really got another way of doing it. Right. We want to bring it off the roundabout into there. So we want to bring one. Coming off over here, and then we want to tilt it in. And then we want one sort of that same thing, but then coming in over here. Yeah, that looks reasonably decent. And then we take our road from here. We then, yeah, we can fix that. And then we bring it in and then connect it in while we connect it here. We'll take one lane coming off of the roundabout here, or the road here. We should put overlapping. What is its problem with me today? Oh, it's bloody Anarchy. Then what we do is we put a nice medium roundabout on there. We add back the trees a little bit when we get a bit more money. Then what we wanted to do, we wanted to delete this here. Then we bring our 2 slip lanes in. I really don't like the fact we're using highway roads or the highway to bring it in. But to be fair, I think it's probably one of our best options. Yeah, that's going to be our best option. Then we have, to be fair, we can delete these. Then we can bring our lane into here, straight. Then we can take this road coming into the highway, like that, beautiful. And then what we can do Yeah, that is looking good. And then what we can do at different points is, I'll show you an example down here. I probably would have liked it to hug this bit a bit more. But hey, it's not the end of the world. Then what we could do is have roads like this. Let's have them a bit more curved. Roads like this come off. And then at the end of this, we put a cul-de-sac. And then we can add different roads coming off here. And then have another road come off here. We're looking middle of the roundabout. Look, straight up. Straight up there. Where these roads can then come in like this. And then we go a few more tiles up. Bring that up. Like this. Now, I'll show you in a bit what type of the UK this sort of reminds me of. But then we come in, to be fair, I'm thinking something else for the end of here. But it doesn't really matter right now what we do. So I can bring... We could bring this off here. And then there could be a couple houses coming off. Do the same up here, bring it up. And then have a nice little curve at the top. And then we can have some houses. Yeah, that's looking good. So now what I want to do is I want to sort of show you some examples of what we want to do. So we're going to be going into Picker. We're going to go into our housing tab, residential housing, and we're going to go onto our filters. We want to go UK. And what we want is we want medium homes. We want level 1. What does this mean? I don't know what that means. And then we want to select our UK region pack. So no, these are... Okay, this is not what I'm looking for. What I was trying to look for... Or maybe actually what we do is we... Guys, I think what we're going to do to make this a bit easier on myself is we go medium density. Medium density, we're going to look for our UK pack. Small style. Okay. High density UK, we're waiting on. Okay. Right, I think I know what we're doing. Because my first idea wasn't really going to work. I want to know what these sort of flat buildings look like. No, they're not what we're looking for down here. Down here we want it a little bit more posh. So maybe they're not in the UK pack. Maybe they're in... Turn on the Netherlands buildings quick and see if we can... No, they're not in the Netherlands. Are they EE? Maybe. No, it doesn't look like them. No, not EE. Maybe France. No, the French houses, you sort of tell they're French, can't you? The size of them. Maybe we should turn on all of them. Yeah, I don't think any of these... but these are... Maybe we do some of these along here, because these are like the... Yeah, where are those? Those are the Netherlands ones. Okay, we're going to come back to those a little bit. Okay, guys, we are back. It's because it's the level 5 variants that we were looking for over here. So if we go back onto the Picker tool... we're going to go back on. And so these buildings are the ones that I wanted to put over here. Yeah, so maybe what we do is instead of having this road end in a cul-de-sac, delete that. Boom. 2-lane road. We then bring it, and we bring it. We bring it across and across like that, and then we maybe give a little off one like that, and then what we can do is we can put... I'm liking that. I don't know if it fits in with the area, though. That is the only issue. But, to be fair, we could edit the topography. There's nothing saying why we couldn't have... Maybe, if I can find it. Yeah, actually, I've changed my mind because these buildings do not fit the... They're nice and I like them, but the issue is they're not really fitting the vibe we're going for down here. Okay, right. Scratch that, guys. Scratch that. We're going back. And do you know what? We might... Okay, we're going to go back onto our UK and our... Was it Germany? Netherlands. It was Netherlands pack. And do you know what? Across these roads, you would see we want to go level 1. Oh, I didn't even mean to place that. We'll delete that in a minute, guys. Across these roads, especially at the front, you would see a lot of... Well, I can find the houses again, guys. Yeah, you would just see. Maybe not these types. Normally they would be single family homes. Yeah, I think we're gonna scratch the idea of the Netherlands housing right now. And it would just be these UK single family homes that you would see across here. Now, how do I get it to fit in with the corners? Oh, beautiful. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get at least this first section done in a little time lapse, and I'll come back to you. Goodbye. Okay, guys, we're back from the time lapse. We've just set it so to allow two buildings to get in. Hopefully, this is going to start. Oh, we have to pause because we did forget to connect this all up with some water and power because we're using highway roads and not regular roads. Right, give me 1 second. Let's get all this sorted out before our citizens start moving out. So let's connect this to the grid over here. These, I swear down, these lines are not at all sorted out. As you can see, they are looking disgusting. Right. Let's get that sorted. We have got a lot of buildings, so hopefully we're going to have quite a few people hopefully moving in. Why is everyone so unhappy? We've got everyone's unhappy because of high crime risk, 11%. Bloody hell, how much money we making? We're not making enough to even think about putting down even like a small police station. See, this one's 13k. This one's 17k, but no one's really complaining. They're all a bit unhappy, but no one's actually really complaining. Walking distance to an elementary school, unreliable healthcare, high electricity fees. Okay. Hopefully we'll make a little bit extra money charging them all for parking. Right. Okay, so we've got this sort of bit done here. I want to add a few more houses along this bit, so we'll probably do a few cul-de-sacs down here. And then we've sort of just got this one little portion done of this sort of like section of housing. It looks like it's working quite well with this roundabout. People are able to... Yeah, we want this side going up, that side going down. Yeah, beautiful. Is this immediate? See, this has got 2 lanes coming in, so why is this got barely any lanes on it? Did I use a small roundabout? Probably. We need to start this roundabout at some point. That's still a small roundabout. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to add a few more housing and sort out this little section down here. And then I'll be back with you in a sec. Goodbye. Hey guys, and we're back. Like I said, we're just gonna build this little area. I like the trees, what we've done to it. The only thing I've got to question right now is over here. I tried to make it so some normal sort of industry that I didn't have to auto place in would spawn. But do you know what? These buildings are ugly and they don't look particularly any good for the area, so we're just gonna get rid of them. We're gonna pick of the buildings we did over here, the mixed residential, and we're just gonna add them in over here because I don't want to have to Right, we're gonna turn off zapping, and this is something I've had to do quite a bit recently because they don't like where I want to place them. So do you know what? Put him there. We're then gonna turn him to face that, and then we should be able to just place these side by side along this road here. Oh, maybe without him freaking out on me. We've accidentally placed 2 instead of 1. And then we'll get another one. Oh, what we'll do is we get another one. Just fill in this gap. Yeah. Right. And then we have to do what we were doing last time, but I'll do this one while you're with me, is we'll go here. We're going to go with the road texture, and we're just going to simply just cares about the road. Who cares? Who cares? We're just going to go up here, up here, up here. Bring it all the way over nicely, and then just do it under these houses here. And then we've got a bit more of a sort of promenade where people can walk. They can do their shop, their weekly shop at whatever shop this is. Probably some corner shop, let's be real. That some random guy owns. But yeah, they do their shopping. They have the ability to. And then we can place that there. And then look, we've got all that. Then round back here, I don't know what we're going to do. We might add a little park or something. We're going to go through and do a little bit of detailing like we did with the rest of the place. To be fair, most of the detailing just consists of going through and just... It's like beautification. Literally, it is beautification. Where all you have to do is place down a few trees and it starts to look a lot better. I wish there was more sort of like plants and stuff I could put on the floor. I think that would look a lot better. But, you know, we move. If there's not, I'll deal with it. And then look, we've got a nice little shopping promenade down here. We've got all these houses, which the whole reason we did this was to boost this population growth. So then we had a few more... Do you know what? We are going to do one thing. What is? Hopefully, we're going to make one side of this. Give me one sec, guys. We're just going to go onto here and we're going to widen the sidewalk on. Oh, downgrade, 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 downgrade. Yeah, no, we don't. To be fair, we just don't want parking on these roads to begin with, really. But I actually don't know how to remove parking on these roads. Yeah. I have no idea how to remove parking on them. And then what I want to go and do is quickly show you the idea for the whole point of having this area was so we can go through and we can place trees down the middle. And there's probably a road that we could do this with, but it wouldn't have looked as how I intended for it to be, you know, like a nice little green. Oh my god, we've placed a stupid tree there. To be a nice little green between, you know, the housing estate and then having something over here, probably another housing estate. How's the traffic looking? That is a good question. To be fair, I think we are good enough to even take this road here. We're going to upgrade the end one with a 3-lane asymmetric and then bring the rest of it down to a 2-lane. Because to be fair, we're not having that much traffic. Even the traffic down here is looking all good. Yeah, I think that works way better, and then to have less lanes, then we can have 2 lanes going up there, that's fine. Now, how much money are we making? I want to make sure that we have enough employees. Yeah, we're making quite a bit of money, but we haven't got the police station. So what I'm going to do is we are having issues with the police, and that's mostly why everyone's so unhappy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off and then see what it does to our budget. We are still in the green. Barely in the green, but we are in the green if we turn that on. So we're going to turn that on and then hopefully our happiness should increase. Yeah, high crime rate is why everyone's so too touchy-feely why they're so angry at me. And then once all these places you see here have the amount of workers they need, so let's see. Yeah, 6 employees. How many employees they got? Oh, they've literally got 0 employees over there. How many do these lot need? They needed 1 employee. They've got their employee. How many does this need? 2. They've got 2 out of the 4. For some reason. Okay, guys. So that after our little time lapse there, that is the second little bit of the village we have made. So to be fair, I think this has worked quite well. I think it's a nice expansion off of what we did previously. There is a point to be made that over here needs to be detailed way more, sort of just around this part, just to make it fit in a bit more with the British aesthetic. But we will do that. Actually, I might do that in a minute. So what we might do, also guys, if anyone knows, actually wait. I need to see how much the maintenance is on a large roundabout, because do you know what? Down here is annoying me. Oh no, it doesn't have any maintenance cost. Okay, right. Very large roundabout. Place. And then the traffic should sort itself out because it's now got a proper roundabout to work with. Okay, right. Okay. Making money. We are making money. And we've got a lot of people hopefully moving in. Yeah. 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5. We've got people moving in. Our population is going up. Please don't say we're getting... Yeah, they're all sort of... We've got a lot of children. We have got a lot of adults, so a lot of people who are ready to work. And we've got a load of older people over in these sort of buildings over here. Alright. People are still complaining about our healthcare. But to be fair, we've got this little bit done. So next, what we want to do is we want to work on a proper industrial estate. Now, the first thing we do before we start on it is work out which way the wind is blowing. Because we don't want to be... Wait, that's not... Yeah, we definitely do not want the air pollution to be... Yeah, so look, if we did one over here, we would be... Look, these houses are in the way of the smoke, so they're getting air polluted. Over here, there's 0 air pollution. So, where do we want to do it? We could do it over here, and then it's sort of pushing it this way, and hopefully... No, because otherwise it's going to go past all our houses. Yeah, we've got a little bit of an issue of where we're actually going to be doing our... Could do it over here, and there might not be as much of an issue. So let's come down here. Let's see what natural resources do we have in this area. What we could use for our build. So we're going to go on here. Water pollution, noise pollution, ground pollution, no. Land value, no. Look for natural resources. So over here, it's land fertility. We've got a bit of oil. The oil's more up here, and ore. So we've got some ore and oil up here. So that's fine. What is the topography like of this area? Because if it's very hilly, then it might not be worth it. If it's sort of, yeah, it's gonna, if we do stuff up here, is it gonna push it all the way down? Maybe we run a risk of that. No, if we have it over here, it's just gonna push it sort of over this way. Okay, there's a lot of air pollution over there. So what we want to do is we're going to come off the road up here with a 2-lane road. Hopefully this isn't too hilly. We want to keep in mind the land topography. What we want to do is we want to bring this off. Off up here. Now we might do a roundabout at some point. Maybe. And what is sort of the idea of this? This is going to be sort of a forestry industry. So we've come up here and we've started building a bunch of forests. So what we want to do is we want to sort of take this... I'm thinking. What we want to do is we want to... This is a lot of land fertility as well. So what we want to do is we want to get into our... Sorry guys, let's look. Let's have one more look at what it is over here, and then we can solve things. So we've got a lot of, let's go on to natural resources. We've got over here. Oh, let's close this. Sorry, guys. Natural resources. Over here, we have a lot of ore. It's 10,000 land fertility. We don't really care about that. We more care about this ore. So, we're not going for sort of the idea that we want to be getting the most out of it. We just want to sort of be keeping in mind that the ore over here... What is this blue? Is the blue... I don't know what this blue represents. Groundwater deposits. Oh. Do you know what? That's so good that we have these, because then we have access to geothermal when we get a load more money. So, do you know what? We're going to come back over here and let's get back on track. So we're going to go over to our industry tab, and we're going to go over to our specialized industry, and we're going to be looking at ore mining. So, if we were, what's this building look like? Yeah, it's okay, so if we have this on the mountain up here, so like, just to be fair, it could be down the mountain, so we could have it here, and then they go up there, up there. To be fair, I don't know if anarchy is on, so it is going to be outside the area, but we'll worry about that at another point, guys. We're just going to do this. So this whole bit's just going to be a massive ore deposit. Or ore refinery. Then what we're going to do is we're going to connect it to a road. And I think what we're going to do is the main road is going to follow sort of the land. It's going to be more straight. And it's just going to go. We turn off snapping. It's just going to go straight up. And this is where we can bring a one-way road. Oh, a one-way road into here. And then turn on our complex curve. To then have it come into there. So then you see we have sort of a area here also for a bunch of sort of crates and stuff to go. We're going to pause this while we're waiting to get the electric over. So we are going to grab some undersea or under here connections. Probably sneaky and take them from over here and connect them up, so then it's less distance. It's got to follow. So beautiful. They're not going to be complaining. And then what we're going to do is next to it, let's look at our industrial props, because this is what's going to really bring in the sort of idea that this is an industrial area. So we have some silos, and we sort of have these that we can place down. You know, it's also, we could have a shipping container, like this could be a shipping container area over here. We have some shipping containers. We also have, okay, right, I think we know what we're going to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into bulldozer, and we're just going to get rid of all these. Now, the idea is one, this is going to be used for, you know, getting ores, but it's also going to be sort of an area where we can more detail. So, we're going to, luckily the props don't need to be placed on anything, so what we're going to do is we're going to work on this little, actually no, what I'll do is I'll put the general area in, and then I can do it in a time lapse. So what we're going to do is, within this part here also, then we can have some businesses along the side. We then also want to give some more businesses a chance to move in. So if we put this here, yeah, it doesn't need to go anywhere. Oh, it's because I've used the wrong road type. Oopsie daisy. You know, we put another road coming straight straight down and then put a cul-de-sac at the end. And this is where some more businesses can be. And, you know, then it can continue on. We'll turn off anarchy. So, oh, sorry. We'll turn off anarchy. And then it can continue down onto sort of this highway here. Look, they're going to hopefully get filled up with workers. And then they're going to be hopefully getting us a lot of ore. Yeah. And then what we can have is we can have another road. Comes up here. You know what? We'll turn this. Turn over into a roundabout. You know, be nice and British. And bring a straight road off the roundabout and then connect it up to this one here. So it gives us a nice big area to work with. Then what we can do is we can sort of be smart with how we place our industry. To be fair, I would be kind of tempted. Let's look at infographic. Is there anything else under here? We've got a little bit of oil. We've got a little bit of oil. It's not a lot. It's not like 10,000. It's not even 1,000, but have we got masses of oil anywhere else, really? Let's have a look. No, we've got a lot of ore deposits. Would we want to look at... Yeah, we want to look at oil deposits. To be fair, everywhere's just got a dabble of oil. There isn't anywhere that's overly strong with oil. So I think what we also do is, depending on how it looks, we then come in here. And it's sort of like the town has been built away from all of these. The people who worked in these wanted a nice area to live. Yeah, does that fit in? Does that fit? Yeah, that'll fit in. You know, the people wanted a nice place to live / work. So they built the town for everyone to work in. And then we've got that oil deposit there. Then what we do is we come in with some of the businesses. We move it to select tool and we just want... No, we want just a few businesses to move them. Not too many. Not too many. Not too little. We'll do 4x3. Maybe a 3x3. And then as demand grows, we can sort of be like, okay, does anyone else want moving? Okay, so what we're going to do is, now I've showed you that, we're going to go into a little detailed link time lapse. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Goodbye. So guys, what I did after that time lapse there was to go back and sort of get some more detail done. So if you look over here, oh, we fully detailed this little car park with some extra vehicles, some decals. We then added in a few more little bits, added some parking down here. We then added next to this storage, we added a bit more of, you know, some logs down here with some extra detail with some log trailers. And then we let a few more businesses move in over here. We also added a stone mill in. This was because we can easily produce stone, and that wouldn't be a massive issue. We then also put in our ore deposit. It's running at a profitable rate. What's good? I don't know if these guys are running at no, they're running at a profit as well. We then also went in, and after the time lapse, I did just go in and add a couple more of these businesses just to make it so we had a bit more of a surplus of goods. So if we come into our taxation and our menu here, as you can see, we are running at a sort of a good rate for all of our raw materials over here. It does mean that we're able to, yeah, we're running at a deficit for, what is this? Concrete. How is concrete made? Yeah, from stone into factories. So we do need to get some more factories down. As you can see, we are not making a lot of money. We're making about 1,300 an hour, which isn't the best, if I do not say so myself. It also looks like the trains are getting stuck over here. I don't know why. I wonder why the trains are getting stuck. Because it's 2 lanes going through. Does he change over? Very strange that these are getting held down here instead of going straight through. So let's just have a little look and see what happens when this train passes. No, he stops here. Also, this train is literally carrying like nobody. But it is a good thing that we have some trains going through, because that might be something we do next. It's add in a train station. So, also, if we go over here, so we've got the traffic looks all good from this new area. They are sort of crawling through over here, but that's sort of just what happens when it's a local road going down here instead of a highway road. You see people are walking all over our city. We have got quite a few people walking. We've got, yeah, I think this area is looking quite good. Now we are going to look at what's making people happy. So there's a high crime rate because we can't afford a actual police station. Oh, we have a police station over here. It's working at really bad efficiency, mostly because of the service budget. So maybe, let's see, we're making quite a bit of money from taxes. So maybe we can increase the service budget just a little bit more. Let's see what happens. So that goes from 17. Oh, that is very expensive. So we'll do that in a little bit. So what I want to do is I want to add a little bit more housing while we have the money to. So I think the next area really we should move to is over here. Maybe, yeah, maybe we add a few more one-off sort of just medium flats over here. It is not very happy with placing them there for some reason. Turn off this. Road required. See if we can get this fitted. Yeah, see. So if maybe what we do is we can get a few more houses put over here. Then that might... Yeah, we just want more space for everyone to be able to move in. Because what I want is to get more workers so we can try and up our industry. So then we're making more tax. Now, these guys aren't very happy with being placed there. Let's put them there. So that's 3 more blocks of flats over there. We could probably, if we pick of the houses over here, these medium flats over here, we could probably get snap to road. Turn snap to road on. Yeah, we could probably get quite a few just placed along this sort of road over here. Do you know what? They're right behind trains, but also that is sort of just what happens in the UK when you get into more. Yeah, that's looking good. And then if we put on the end of here, we could put a nice little. We pick a picker from a house over here, like a small detached. Even though it's going to be right behind the police station, we could probably fit a small detached in here. Probably would work quite well. Yeah, small detached just off the back there. And then we could probably, if the radio mask allows, fit in another one there. We're going to have to extend this surface with our tools just to make it a little bit better. Is it going to let me pick this surface? No, it's not. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to take our road surface, take it from here. Oh, yeah, that did overlap. That wasn't the best. Right, let's turn on anarchy. See if, no, if we can't get that, then what we'll do is just create a little area. And sort of fill in the gap there. Look, you can tell there's a gap been filled, but I don't actually really mind, to be fair. And then, do you know what we'll do? We'll come over here and add in a few little walking paths. Sort of allow the people to get around in whichever way they want. And if that's walking, that's lovely. Right, let's take this over here. We want to click, bend, then click. Oh, bend, bend. And then we want to do the same, but bring it around the tree over here. Oh, just a little lag spike there. Bring it in there. And then we probably want to see if we can take a little path from up here and then push it, take it all the way up there. Yeah, it does look really bad. Do you know what? Let's go in. Delete that. Is there a way to get to conform to the topography? Yes, there is. So if we take this off here, take it up there. No, I've done that wrong. Again, guys. We are going to do this correctly, everyone. We are going to do this correctly. Because if you see, we've got a little bit where we can just, you know, bring it forward. Bring it forward. Stretch out a little, and then that connects them. And that's a nice little walking path over there. Some of these houses look a bit dodgy, but it'll probably be fine. We want to add something here, so I'm thinking. The only problem is when we add in EE low density. Let's see what happens when we paint in some EE low density over here. Does that create a nice little business for us? Is this going to be something we like or we don't like? It's a hotel. I mean, we're probably not going to be getting many people coming in. I'm sort of scared to detail over here just for now because how much money we've got. But this has filled up, you know, 26 residents, 44 residents. These ones do 10 residents. So we are increasing our population, which will increase the taxation on everyone. This is still... How many vehicles are... See, this is something I really hate is when... Look, 5 vehicles in maintenance. Bloody hell. That's what happens when our service budgets are low. Just so many of the vehicles decide that they just don't want to work. Now, before we end today's episode, I want to figure out an area for sort of a new expansion. Also, let's actually, while we're doing this, we might as well place these. They give us benefits, and there's no sort of non-benefit from putting them down. So let's snap this to the road here. Let's place a little petrol station there. That's looking fine. That's obviously where I've gone in with anarchy and this little bush here. Are we going to be able to get rid of it? No, apparently we're not. So we've got our small little petrol station there. That gives us a few benefits. and doesn't actually cost us anything. Let's see. Let's go back into our specialised buildings. We've then got our medium petrol station that I feel would just sit... Yeah, let's turn off anarchy. So I could just sit on this road here. We've got a lot of money in from that. So we've got our little petrol station there. And then, and remember guys, we are sort of cheating in the aspects we can put multiple down. Yeah, I don't really want to place this off here, really. And neither with really near to the housing estate either. But also, guys, we do have a lot of pubs. And we haven't got a pub over here yet. So it might be a little shout. This needs to be put in with anarchy because all these buildings are really close together. But we could put in a small little pub there. Yeah, that's lovely. Just a little pub over here. And then what else do we have? So if you have enjoyed this episode, thank you all for watching. Make sure you have a lovely, wonderful day. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.